You're listening to the True North Success Podcast. Real stories of personal, professional, and financial wins from Alberta's best. With your hosts, Gary Ma and Amy Kim.
Hey everybody, welcome to the show. Today my special guest is Ryan Dolliver. Ryan first came to Alberta in 2021 to work in Cold Lake as a laborer and instrumentation technologist, and is now a successful full-time real estate investor at a young age of 25 years old. It is my pleasure to have Ryan on the show today. Welcome to the show, Ryan.
Hey Gary, thanks for having me.
Right on. Yeah, you're welcome. So Ryan, I gave a quick overview of your success, but can you fill in the details of your journey? Like how you came to Alberta and what you did to become successful, to have financial freedom?
Sure. Okay, so I guess we got to go back a couple years here, but I first came to Alberta, I think I was about 21. I had just finished a 2-year college course in instrumentation, and I was coming out to work for Techmation on a construction job in Cold Lake. And I would say I, worked in the oil field and as an instrument tech for about 2 more years until I got my journeyman ticket, right? And I got certified as an instrumentation technician. And then I worked a couple more years as an instrument tech, but I found like my earning potential was starting to plateau like a lot. Like I was hitting the ceiling for my earning potential pretty quickly. So I started to look for other ways to make extra money, right? And investing was always really interesting to me because you don't have to do, you don't always, like for passive investing, at least, you don't have to work to actually gain money, which is very cool and interesting for a young worker, right?
Right on.
So I was super interested in that, and I started looking at investing. Like I would always go into Scotiabank and talk with the financial advisors and be like, "What kind of investments do you got?" And they never really had anything super great. Like I saw a lot of the same sort of products and the same sort of returns. And then I met this guy named Daniel, and Daniel was really interested in stocks and other maybe more advanced investing techniques than your GICs or mutual funds that the banks offer. So I was chatting with him, and I had worked with some stocks initially, but I was never like super successful, obviously, with trading stocks. So then Daniel told me about another guy named Mark Fentz. And Mark Fentz actually was investing in real estate. And then I connected with Mark and learned a whole bunch about real estate investing. And Mark connected me to this group of real estate investors called Wealth Genius. Mm-hmm. And Wealth Genius took it to another level. Like I had a ton of education. It's like a real estate investing education platform, right? So I got the education. They have a great community. And I really got connected. And then in 2023, I bought my first property.
Wow. That must have been really exciting.
It was extremely exciting. I had been working really diligently, like as a young guy, like, everybody's talking about, oh, you're finally moved out. Why haven't you bought a house yet? Buy a house. Everybody buy a house. And it's like, you start doing the math and thinking about, oh my gosh, houses are expensive. Oh my gosh, if I buy a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom house, you got to pay for taxes, insurance, and the water faucets are breaking, and this is breaking, and all this stuff. So, I'm thinking to myself, like, I'm working in the outside as a instrumentation, physical labor guy, and all that effort is going to go for paying for my house just to live.
Yeah.
There has to be something else. That has to be. So I went with this course here and started looking for multifamily properties.
Yeah.
Properties, that are not single family homes, but apartment buildings. And I found one. I found a deal in Melville, Saskatchewan.
Okay. Tell
It
me more.
was yes. It was a sixplex for 162,000.
Wow, that's unreal.
Right? I was like, this is crazy. This is my mom's house is like 2 or 3 times the price of this, and there's 6 apartments. So I jumped on it and ended up buying it. But now the real work begins because the sixplex came with like a lot of work. Like it was a property that came with work for sure. Like I bought it for not very expensive, right? But
Yeah. So you had to invest a little bit more time, a little bit more money into it to make it worthwhile.
I did. I definitely did. Like I definitely had to work at it a lot and make it worthwhile and really create value out of what was there. Like what was there was still valuable, but it wasn't valuable to everybody. Like I had a tough time maybe attracting good tenants in the beginning because the place needed work and needed paint. And so that's what I did. I started painting and drywalling and mudding and doing all the stuff that I think most people probably take for granted and don't even understand like what goes into building a house.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There's a lot. There's a lot of trades and a lot of different special skills. So I started learning some of those skills.
You must have been a little bit nervous when you first started, like you didn't know how to do all this stuff, right?
No.
And like a lot of this was new to you, but yet you still got it done.
Yes, honestly, pretty much all of it was new. Pretty much all of it was new. But I got it done. Yes, there was a lot of learning, like which was really, really good because it creates a better person now, I think, out of me. Right? Like all the skills I learned and all the there was a ton of skill development, and not just on the trades work and on the fixing the windows, fixing the flooring, but on the people, because you have to rent to people.
Mm-hmm.
So you also have to have people skills, and it's usually never like seamless, right? Sometimes it's seamless, but sometimes like people have stuff like going on. Like for example, sometimes I would get tenants that were older and they need help moving stuff or moving furniture, and that's not on the instruction manual when you buy a property.
Right. there's no manual to tell you how to run the whole thing, right?
Right. Exactly.
You're learning as you go.
Right. Yes. Totally learning as I go. Totally learning as I go.
So what are one of the biggest challenges that you've had that you overcame through this journey, either as an instrumentation technologist or as a real estate investor?
One of the biggest challenges that I had to overcome. So one of the biggest challenges, oh my gosh, there's a lot of challenges.
There are.
There's a lot of challenges, to be honest. Okay, so one challenge was that I was working in Cold Lake, Alberta, and Melville, Saskatchewan is an 8-hour drive away.
Okay.
This was a huge challenge because, like, now I have a property, but I cannot be there all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So you really got to, this is where the people skills totally came in. Like, become friends with people in Melville, and which I did a little bit of for sure. And I definitely had some help with some caretakers and a little bit like that. Getting some extra help definitely was one of the bigger challenges, just because Melville is also like a smaller town, so there's not necessarily a property management company you can call.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a guy who does some plumbing work who might know somebody who could probably help us.
Right. So you built your network through other people.
Yes, absolutely.
So that must have been pretty important type of thing.
Absolutely it was.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Building out the network of plumbers and electricians. And yeah, I would say that it is the building the network, the making friends, and then the friends introducing you to other friends.
Yeah. Well, that's fantastic. If you were to give any suggestions to someone like to be more successful, what would you tell them?
I would definitely say don't try to do it by yourself, because you are competing against teams. Everyone else, and in real estate, nobody else is doing it by themselves. Like it's very, very hard to do it by yourself. Like, I find anybody that I know that is really successful with this has a great network and has a great teams and people they can call to help. Reliable people is really, really good. Right.
So just connecting with other people and building out your network can be very, very powerful in continuing to grow.
Yes. Connecting with other people, getting to know like maybe their goals and values. And, if their goal is to, for example, if I have a leaky faucet and then I meet somebody who is a plumber who has a goal to make money doing plumbing work, that sort of thing, I guess.
Yeah.
Very, very simple terms, but yeah.
Right on. Yeah. So what sets you apart from the competition type of thing? Right. So I mean, you're pretty successful. You went from being a laborer and now you're a full-time real estate investor. So that's a pretty big gap. Right?
That is a big gap, I guess. You're right. I guess it is. That's awesome.
In a pretty short time as well, right?
That is true. Yeah. I really wanted to get out of the cold.
Tell me more.
Yes. Okay. So, as an instrumentation technician in Alberta, there's a lot of jobs that are outside. Like it's probably 90% outside. And as a guy from Nova Scotia, it does not get as cold in Nova Scotia in the winter as it does in Alberta. It's about 20 degrees colder in Alberta in the winter.
Cold.
That was a huge motivator for me to really, really save and invest money into like the business and into more education so that I could learn about real estate investing. That was a huge motivator. So that's probably one thing that set me apart, I would say, is I invested in a course or a real estate investing platform, which is like came with educational content, but also a community of other people who are investing in real estate and doing it full time, right? And I think that sets me apart for sure, probably from your average Joe. And then I would say the other thing that sets me apart would be that I took action. I think a lot of people get stuck in the analysis phase.
Yeah.
And they're just analyzing, looking for, this deal kind of works, but it won't work for this reason. And we'll just give up and find the next deal maybe. And sometimes like like everybody's looking at the same deals for the most part, right? There are pocket listings you can get from realtors, but the MLS or realtor.ca, everybody can see it. So the people that can solve the most problems for the people trying to sell the property are the ones that will probably get the best deal because of the value they can create, value they can, or the problems they can solve with the property. Like, I'll give you an example.
Sure.
So the property in Wainwright here, when I did the walkthrough through this building, to say the least, like just to say it, it was a disaster. like the tenants in the building were like not very good, to say the least. Like they were just like damaging the property, and at the time the basement was flooded from a sewer backup.
Oh no.
Yeah. So it wasn't looking good when I did.
So real challenges with the property and the tenants.
Yes, like, and this is the thing. I think 95% of people that walked through this building would have ran the other direction.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But I knew that I negotiated with the seller to basically fix the sewer backup issue.
Okay.
So that, the basement units were renovated. And then I even worked with some of the tenants to find out like what's really going on, what's the biggest disturbances, who's causing all these problems. And from working with those people skills and negotiating with the seller, I was able to get a property that was a disaster at the time in decent condition.
So you turned it right around.
I turned it right around.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yes, I turned it right around. The seller was able to get the bottom units renovated as part of the deal. So he fixed that, and so we were able to get 2 new units, which was actually pretty good. And I slowly worked with the other tenants and listened. There was a lot of listening, and when you're like the building is, when you live in a building like this small, it's almost like a real small, tight-knit community. Yep. Right. So like everybody kind of knows like who the troublemakers are.
Right. Okay.
Right. So there was a whole process of pretty much talking to every single tenant in the building and being like, I hear your complaints. I know you can't get any sleep because of the noise throughout the night. Where's the noise coming from? What do you see? What do you hear?
Right.
And after you talk to every single person, like right in the building, there's 8 suites, and you get about 6 or 7 of the same story, and one person tells a different story.
Okay.
And you can kind of deduce what's going on. Like, okay, everybody says that this person's making all the noise, and then this person says it's the other person's, or this one person says it's this person's fault. So,
right.
You know what I mean? So you can kind of work it out. And then I think this is also maybe something that sets me apart. One night I actually came to the property late at night because people were complaining and saying like there's a bunch of noise at 11 p.m. or 12 p.m. And I was like, well, let's see if that's true. So I pretty much hung out for the night in the utility room and, to see what's going on. And sure enough, there was a bunch of noise from where people were saying it was coming from late at night. Okay. So, I think, maybe your average real estate investor wouldn't maybe do that. That's that's maybe going a little farther than most property managers. But I knew I had a problem, and I knew I needed to fix it.
Okay. So you dealt with it, and eventually that particular tenant ended up moving out, or
Right.
you got him out, type of thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Right
That's
on.
right.
Yeah. So so it sounds like you've got several different buildings now. What are your thoughts on receiving this kind of passive income that can even replace active income?
Oh, what are my thoughts? What a beautiful thing. It is a beautiful thing. What are my thoughts on creating passive income? This is something that completely changes your life for sure. You now
How so? Tell me more.
yes, you now really start to pay attention to how you spend your time.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Like I found when I was working, and I think a lot of people do this, like especially as a laborer,
Mm-hmm.
I would go to work and then pretty much get instructions, or someone else would tell me what to do. So you shut your mind off,
Right.
and time just kind of passes. But now I'm like, I am much more thinking about how I'm spending my time.
Okay.
Is this worth it? Is this worth my time? I find like, I'm trying to think here. I find that with passive income versus,
So it's giving you probably what? More freedom?
yes,
More time freedom?
I would say that. Yes, absolutely. Okay, yeah. To choose where I want to go and who I want to spend my time with is another big thing.
Right.
Like when you're at work and maybe active income, you don't really get to decide who your coworkers are.
Right. Right. You basically have to, let's say if you're doing active income, most people typically have a job per se. So they might go in 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock till 5 o'clock, and they have to do what the employer tells you to do.
Right.
Whereas in your case, you get to choose, type of thing. Is that right?
Yes, I think that's a great way to say it. Yes. So I get to choose what I do throughout the day and what my activities are throughout the day. And I find your time is so much more valuable than what you are paid, than what I was getting paid per hour. And like,
Right.
I was getting paid per hour a lot for my,
Okay. Right.
like compared to, I think a lot of people my age, like it was a really good job.
Right.
But I'll give you another specific example of how
Sure.
having your own time will save you money. In the Wainwright building, I have a bay window that is broken. Unfortunately,
Mm-hmm.
one of the past not so great tenants broke the window.
Mm-hmm.
I got a quote, and to replace the bay window, it's about $2,700.
Okay.
So very, very expensive, right?
Yeah.
But with my time, and in about a day or so, I was able to figure out another plan. So
Mm-hmm.
instead of replacing the bay window, you can get a fixed single pane of glass for much less, right?
Mm-hmm. Right. Yep.
So I quoted out just the single pane of glass, and that was about $750.
Mm.
And then I wanted to go a little further to see how much, I guess, my time was worth.
Okay.
And I was looking online for other options for these windows, just because I find they're really expensive. And I found a window online that is the same size,
Yeah.
for $40.
Wow.
So if I can install this new window for $40, I went from spending $2,700 to $40.
Wow. That's That's amazing.
Isn't that crazy? I thought that was awesome.
Yeah.
But, I mean, like, if I was working for 2 days as an instrument tech,
Yeah.
I could not make 26, 60. That's take me a week or weeks to make that. So
Yeah.
that's one area that I think like people don't think like that.
Right. Yeah.
People don't see the value in that. Like, but as a business owner, if I was going to, money saved is pretty much the same as money made.
Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. So what are your plans? Do you have any exciting plans over the next 6 to 12 months going on?
Okay. Exciting plans. So I'm working really hard right now to try to stabilize the buildings I have.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I kind of bought some properties that were in rough shape.
Okay.
So over the next 6 to 12 months, I plan for those properties not to be in rough shape.
Okay. So you're going to fix them up some more.
Yes. Fix them up. Put some new tenants in with once they're freshened up. And then I plan to refinance a property as well, which as a real estate investor, that's our paycheck. That's our big.
Right on. Yep. So that'll be pretty exciting.
Very, very exciting. Like some of the biggest checks I've ever received in my life.
And that's what makes you so successful as a real estate investor. I mean, you've got financial freedom at the age of 25, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know too many people at 25 who are financially free.
Me neither. You're right. Me neither. Yes. So yeah, but I would love to have some financially free 25-year-old friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very cool.
Right on. Yeah. So if people wanted to connect with you, what should they do?
They should reach out to me on Facebook or Instagram. So on Facebook, my name is just Ryan Dolliver. And on Instagram, it is Ryan's Real Estate and Investments.
Right on, Ryan. Well, I really appreciate your time today. And it was awesome talking to you.
It's always great chatting with you, Gary.
Take care.
Want to share your success story? Apply to be a guest at truenorthsuccessshow.com/guest. We'd love to hear from you.